Hey everybody, this is Brett, and tonight I'd like to tell you a story about how I became a luthier. And a luthier is a stringed musical instrument builder. And back in the late 90s, I decided that I wanted to change my occupation. I was fixing car windshields, you know, the little chips, and I could fix long cracks in windshields. And this was in big demand in Utah, where a lot of stones are thrown up that hit windshields. And in any case, it was not conducive to my naturalist or my health kick, you know. It wasn't conducive to any of that. It was using chemicals and working on cars. And what I wanted to do was get away from the masses. I wanted to live out in the boonies and do something where I could do in like isolation by myself, and then, you know, sell that product, whatever it was, you know, to somebody that would sell it to somebody else. In any case, I played guitar long before that. I started playing guitar in the mid-80s, and I thought, man, why not learn how to build guitars, and then you could accomplish all of that and you would probably enjoy it, etc. And so I built like 11 guitars, and some of them came out pretty good, but you know, I made them in a very rebellious way, not a traditional way. To a degree they were traditional, but I learned that I could build them all by hand. And that I didn't have to use, like, because I was trying to be off-grid and do everything as by hand as possible and not use electricity, you know. I'm sure that many of you can relate. And so that's what I did, and I got pretty good at it, you know. I bought a lot of hand tools, like those. Little files and chisels, etc. And I bought a lot of specialty guitar tools, like this fret cutting jig, and this tool is for drilling the tuners in a headstock. And this cobbler's hammer is for pounding in the frets. And little planes like this, neat little planes. And this is a new one that I recently bought, a file. All kinds of little tools. But I've said to myself for a long time that I wanted to build another guitar someday, you know, because eventually I went to massage school a few years later, and then I was, you know, up to here in that, and have been for a long time. And so now I've finally got to where I can come back to building guitars again. At least one for me this winter. That's the plan. And I saved all the tools. It wasn't easy through all the moves that I made and changes to save all these tools, but I did. And there's cam clamps up there, and this is for bending. This tool is for bending the sides. It's a heat tool for bending the sides. And so I bought me a kit. And there it is. Here's the sides, or the back, walnut back. Pretty cool. Looks nice, huh? And, you know, I didn't get the very best grade because I know I'm just getting back into this, and I didn't want to spend a whole lot of money yet, but that's the top. Sitka spruce, and here's the tuners and all the hardware. There's the rosette for the sound hole. And here's a bunch of little bone materials, and check that out. That's a peg right there that I made years ago. I actually made a guitar with no tuners, without the steel tuners, with pegs like they use in a violin. And here's the tool for that. I'll probably never use it again. Again, it's an expensive tool. Who knows, maybe I'll make one someday. But now check that out. Calipers for checking the thickness of the top. That's how you check the thickness of the top, all the way deep into it. You get a nice perfect thickness by using that. And this is a sound hole cutter. That's for cutting your sound hole. You see the little blade right there? Yeah, probably not. Anyways, here is the neck. This is the start of the new guitar that I'm building. There's the neck. The headstock is scarfed. That's what that joint right there is called, a scarf joint. And this is the heel blocks. And you carve that all out to make a heel, the heel of the guitar. And the fingerboard goes on top of here. This is the neck, and the fingerboard goes on top. And this is the work board that I'm building. First you make a template, okay? You build a template, or you draw a template, and then you cut it out, and you use that to make your work board. This is your work board. And you cut that out a little bit bigger than the template, as you can see. And this is how I learned how to build guitars, from this book that Lord knows how many luthiers started out learning with. And it still is considered the greatest guitar building book ever. And it's like the Bible, you know. It's the book that teaches you everything that you need to know about building guitars by hand, pretty much. Although he does use some power tools. He'll teach you pretty much in this book how to build them by hand, though. Super, super duper book. Great pictures and descriptions, very accurate descriptions. But anyway, so that's what I'm up to this winter as a hobby, you know, besides all the products that I make. And it's in the blood, you know. Both sides of the family have these kinds of things, you know, working with your hands and inventing things and art in the blood. So, yeah, I didn't really ever want to do anything like paintings or pots or something like that, although I really liked that and I knew I could have done that if I wanted to. But when I got working on bodies, that was just like, man, this is the deal. And I'll always enjoy doing massage because there's so much more, like there's a head on top of that body. And they both, you know, play off of each other, and so there's so much involved with helping people to heal. Not just doing massage, but also the whole analyzing of well, where people are deficient, whether it be mental, physical, spiritual, or emotional, or whatever, you know. All of that is so much more intriguing than building a guitar. But there's something about working with wood that is just cool too, you know, so. Anyways, I want to thank you for joining me. Hope you're well. And yeah, find you a hobby. Find you a good hobby. And if you're ready, get back into something. Thanks for joining me. Bye-bye.